We are live from Nation Kitchen and Bar at the BetMGM Sportsbook at the Banks.
Yeah.
Looks like a good day for a baseball game in Cincinnati as Major League Baseball has the real opener.
Well, let's play two.
They opened in a foreign country. I don't know what they're thinking.
That was kind of cool, wasn't it?
No.
Oh.
You don't open. No. This is America.
Partly cloudy, 58 the forecast for Cincinnati today.
They shouldn't open in North Korea.
It was South Korea.
Yeah, well, that's because it's warmer this time of year. Everyone in North Korea goes to South Korea for spring break.
I forgot.
Seoul is the Lauderdale of the Koreas.
The Mets, the Brewers, the Phillies, the Braves are going to need an extra day to start. They're already been rained out.
Oh, man.
What do you think of that?
No, that's no fun. Now,
No.
we have a nice day here for a baseball game, and we have a fan of the Reds, longtime
Oh, he's a Reds fan. Okay.
president. He's got his Cincinnati Reds gear on. He is comedian Rob Haney. Rob, it's always a great pleasure to see you. Thank you.
You still over there in Beaver Creek?
Yes, I am.
Beaver Creek?
Yes, I am,
Beaver
Chick.
Creek. Yep.
Well, you talk about opening day in South Korea. Now, here we got the best person to throw out the first pitch, Sean Casey, the mayor of Cincinnati. Couldn't have made a better choice unless they used that girl that did the first pitch in South Korea.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see? Oh, mercy!
Yeah.
Did you see her?
Yes.
And her first pitch was just like her yoga pants, high and tight.
Oh,
Did you see?
the camel toe is here.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, it's a great day. I always look forward to
Yes.
the Reds. I don't know. It's just been my life has been up and down like it typically is.
Really?
Oh.
The other day I thought I woke up covered in pixie dust, but turned out I just passed out drunk with some scratch-offs. Again, I'm just old. By the way, thanks so much for the hotel. I walked down from the hotel.
Oh, nice.
And this is how old I am. Here, you know how early in the morning it is here? I waited for the crosswalk light to change. That's how old I am now. So, you know, back in the day, you'd look both ways, run across the street, but I actually waited. But I'm just, again, this is a baseball day, but to put it in basketball terms, I feel like I'm just dribbling out the clock.
Wait a minute. You stayed in a hotel. You live in Beaver Creek. Are things that rough at home?
Actually, a little bit, yeah. My wife, I'm starting to get a little suspicious. I've never seen her work on a car, but she keeps buying antifreeze.
Is your soup tasting a little
Funny.
differently?
Kind of a green tinge.
It's just things haven't been going well for me.
Is that right?
Well, I was at the doctor's office and was told I need to lose weight. Well, it was kind of hurtful. It wasn't from the doctor, just some lady sitting next to me in the waiting room.
That is hurtful.
What a mean gal.
Well, the cardiologist said I needed to get a treadmill, and had a little trouble finding one I liked. Well, you can't find any with an ashtray and a beer cup holder. Sure. I finally found one, and I got up in my Florida room, and I was doing it the other day, and oh man, I passed some gas so bad I couldn't walk away fast enough. Well, I always look forward to Reds. I've got just nothing but great memories. I'm old enough that I'm 3 generations of ballparks.
Really?
Wow.
Crosley Field.
Oh, you saw a game at Crosley? Really?
Oh, absolutely. My first game ever, a friend of mine, his dad took us. We actually, I don't know if 75 wasn't completed yet, but we took the train down to Cincinnati because Crosley was right next to the train station, which is a beautiful thing, but had a great time. He wore a suit, and, well, again, it was late 50s, early 60s. He wore a suit. And I do this to this day. I can know exactly where I'm sitting. Well, I watched him. He tipped the usher. They took us to our seats. The usher wiped down the seats. I just love that. I do that to this day, if I know exactly where I'm going. But that was the first game I went to. It was a friend's dad. And it kind of bothered me sometimes. I'd say to my mom, how come my dad never took me to a game, never passed ball with me? And I said, you know, what's going on, Mom? And he said, well, this is true. She goes, your dad was an orphan. He grew up in an orphanage, and he just didn't really have a role model or know anything about baseball. And I kind of accepted that until I realized Babe Ruth grew up in an orphanage. So hardly an excuse, if you know what I'm saying.
Good point.
But I got a lot of great memories, all different ballparks. I used to go to games back, this is again the 70s, I'm guessing, and you could buy like little mini season packages. You didn't get a whole season ticket thing, but you could pick so many games. And this, again, I think I'm making it up. I'm not. Went to the game with these two girls. We bought these little packages, and one girl's name was Debbie Peters. And the other girl's name was Joni Dix, spelled D-I-X. So technically, I went to the game with Dix and Peters.
Sure.
But I don't know if there's time for this story soon, but it still makes me mad when I think about this. At the time, I worked for the newspaper, and I was working in the middle of the night, about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm driving a Dayton Daily News vehicle, and the lights were out, and not the headlights, but on the dashboard. Thank you so much, Christy.
You're welcome.
See, I'm about getting old, words just fly away from me. But in any event, they were out, so this cop pulls me over for going 61 in a 55.
Huh.
So I explained to the officer, I said, look, hey, my lights on my dashboard weren't working, and there's no other traffic on the road. I couldn't really gauge my speed, plus I'm going downhill. He goes, really? Your lights aren't working? I said, no. He goes, let me see. And I showed it to him. He gave me a ticket for that. So the very next day, while this all adds up, I go to the game with Dixon Peters, and Joni's driving this Mustang, and it's a really, kind of a hot car, and she was very pretty, a lot of blonde hair. We're driving, if you can imagine this, in ball game heavy traffic. And again, I'm not trying to say you should do this, but back in the 70s, we brought beer with us to the game, for the drive down. It's almost an hour from Dayton. And so we're driving down there and going through, she's weaving and driving fast, we're drinking beer. A cop pulls up next to us, takes one look at the pretty Joni, and I'm sitting in the back seat, he came to see me, and does those shame on you things with your two index fingers. And looked at her and went, ooh, and she put her beer down and went, ooh, sorry. I went nuts in the back seat of that Mustang. Are you kidding me? I get a ticket in the middle of the night with no traffic for going 5 miles over. You're driving drunk through ball game traffic, and you get a shame on you. Okay, that's just a bitter recollection. Maybe we should move on. I'm starting to get cranky, aren't I?
Well, speaking of being a man of a certain age, we did have this stat about STIs.
Yeah, health experts say sexually transmitted infections in older adults have doubled over the past decade. Rates of gonorrhea among those aged 55 to 64 rose from around 15 cases per 100,000 people to 57 per 100,000 in just 4 years. The infectious disease experts, they point to rising divorce rates, the availability of sexual dysfunction drugs, dating apps, senior living communities, and the lack of condom use due to, of course, the absence of pregnancy, and the reasons for all of these trends.
So don't kiss Nana on the mouth. That's the message.
So in your scenario, you're getting an STI from your grandmother.
Well, they're the ones that apparently are carrying it all
All right.
in their pants.
Are you kissing your grandma?
Under her apron, making muffins.
Both my grandmothers were dead when I was born, so.
Well, it's really sick that you kissed mom.
Gross. Talk about dry.
Whoa.
Ever kiss
He's a gross man.
Why does he say things
Just
he
a
does?
gross man.
Yes, and it's really bad for older guys that have STDs because it hurts when they pee and they've got to pee 5 times as much. Right?
That's a good point.
Right, Rob?
Excuse me for a second.
That's why he went with the smaller bottle of water.